Welcome to Toastmasters meeting number 34. My name is Varapon Ulathon and today I'm acting president. First of all, I would like to give a big welcome to distinguished Toastmaster Paisan and distinguished Toastmaster Arun, who always give us a big hand every meeting that we have. And I would like to welcome people from Bureau of Grand National Treasure, Bureau of Monetary Management, and Human Resource Management Division, and Secretary Division. Last time when DGM support, last time we got a message from DGM support. He informed that from maybe next year we are the president of ASEAN and English become more important. So the government think about if you are going to be promoted, English is very important. You have to pass English test as well. I don't know when it's come, but so now on we know that English is more important, that everyone should concern about it and maybe try to practice it more and more. In this room, the Toastmaster meeting for the Treasury Department, everyone know that you can make a mistake and no one care about it. You can speak it wrong, no one care about it. But as you know that it's wrong and then you change it to be correct, that's the important thing. So I think that today is a good opportunity for you to practice English, to speak out, and no one will take it serious. So that's a message I would like to inform. So I think it's a time for us to go on for the meeting. I would like to call the meeting to order. And I hope everyone will enjoy the meeting today as I enjoy it always. So I would like to pass the floor to Toastmaster of the Day, and we are so lucky to have him because he is valuable for every meeting. Please welcome DGM Paisan.
Madam Acting President, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. Being a Toastmasters, it's like just being an MC or master of ceremony at any other parties. And when we are the MC, then we will do the things that mean to give the good transition between each program. In Toastmaster, the Toastmaster of the day is a moderator. We call educational MC. Because it's not like the MC like Syrian or organ on television. They may scream and screech as they like. But we as an educational MC, we do it as semi-formal ways of MC. That means we have to connect and make people feel happy and interested in the program. And of course today, under the Toastmaster of the Day, we have three main programs. The three main sessions started with the table topic session. Table topic session is a session that you can participate as a respondent. Someone will come up and ask a question or give a statement and you volunteer to come up. And there will be a table topics master to elaborate on that. And we call it impromptu speech. That means you are not prepared. But the table topics master may call you up Don't worry about that. When you have been called, just stand up, breathe in slowly, and don't forget to breathe out. You die before coming up. And so when you breathe in, breathe out, and you come up here, and you start to be more confident here. If you face the people, and then you feel excited, don't worry. You just sing inside, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, I love you more than I can say. And then people will just cheer you up. And if you don't want to say anything, or you don't know anything, don't say, I don't know, just smile. For 1 minute, you become successful. Don't worry. Toastmasters' first objective is to help people gain self-confidence. So when you stand up here, you say nothing, you get a stage fright. When you get back, you have more confidence. This is what we learn in Toastmasters. So don't worry, when you come up here, our way is to shake hands in the international way. And then you face the audience. After facing the audience, you just return the control to the table topics master. Today we have DTM Arun to be our table topics master. And of course, for the second session, there will be a prepared speech session. Anyone who becomes a Toastmaster will start to deliver the first speech called the icebreaker. So when you are a Toastmaster, be ready for that. Introduce yourself in front of the audience. A lot of people say, oh, 4 to 6 minutes is too long. After joining Toastmasters for a few months, you feel it's too short. You know, a lot of politicians talking beyond the time limit. So many times in our meetings, we talk beyond the time limit, and then there is a problem. So in Toastmaster, we say time is the most important factor. So we try to limit our time. That when we allow 6 minutes, try to speak not more than 6 minutes, 30 seconds. That is the rule. If we are given 7 minutes, don't speak more than 7 minutes, 30 seconds. That means we're still within the time limit. And of course, after that, every speaker who are standing here will be evaluated. For example, as a table topics, the respondent, I'll come up here, and then I start to speak. I didn't know what to say and went back to my seat. And then the general evaluator will not say, hey, you are so bad. We never say that in Toastmasters. We look at things positively. We will say that next time, if you come up here, just compose yourself a little more. I'm sure that you can be a good speaker. So the person will say, next time I will try again. So this is a way in Toastmasters. And of course, this general evaluator will come with a team. Will come with the team, the art counter, the timer, and the personal evaluator. Normally here we also have grammarian. In Toastmasters, English is a byproduct. We don't really focus actually on how you can say you are, you is, but we try to make everyone speak proficiently. When you get the problem, for example, you say sometimes it's slip of the tongue. You believe or not, even Americans or British, they also have slip of the tongue a lot of time. Sometimes they say he have, sometimes automatically. But we are not going to correct everything. We sometimes give points to help people speak more effectively. That is our way. And the art culture will be coming up later. We'll explain to you because today we have the quiz. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to ask someone to share word of the day. I don't know whether Toastmaster Oak in this room. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join Toastmaster Oak for word of the day.
Can I? No. Maybe I too long, so okay. It's better. Thank you. Our presidents, our general evaluator, and our top table topic master. our delegate of the Treasury Department. Today I will be the speak on the word of the day. The word of the day is it's not actually word, it was around the clock. It means it's continuing, it's being effective, or it can be all the times. Why I choose this word? My colleagues, Mr. Jirashia, give me this word that we will help you to try to use this word when you speak in English, because the meaning of this around the clock is mean constant, and you can use in many ways on the sentence when you speak to anyone to explain about what are you doing. For example, he worked around the clock to support the family. So that means that he do every day to help you and feed their family. Or when he works around the clock. So that explains what he works. Or maybe we will work around the clock until it done. It means that we work on that issue and make it happen or finish until it ends. Also, sometimes you can use in any way, like we cannot work around the clock. It means that maybe you work too much, so you cannot work anymore. So you have to take some rest. And the last, I'm available to you around the clock. Just let me know, so that you are really feel free to contact me, something like that. So around the clock is kind of like an adjective or the phrase that you can use in the word that will help you to explain to everyone. Thank you.
Wow, Toastmasters, great elaboration. Congratulations. Very good word. Don't try to use, it's not word of the day, words of the day. That's so great. Yes, like I have been working for Toastmasters around the clock, especially during this month. About now, what's the date?
Wednesday.
Yes. We both have been working for Toastmasters almost every day to promote Toastmasters in Thailand and also in Vietnam, in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar. Because we want people to go along with Toastmasters and become proficient and professional speakers to make this community, this world a better place to live in. This is what our aim and purpose. And of course, we also have thought for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Kwak.
Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmaster, today I want to share about the thought of the day. It's also about the time. Even if your watch is full of diamond, the hours is still 60 minutes. Personally, I would be delighted to be rich. I have nothing against rich people. In some cases, money can make things easier than it could be. You can afford everything you want, but you cannot buy the time. That everyone has the same time. So you could, I think you could to manage time efficiently to live better in the professional way and personally is also. So there will always more to do than you can possibly do. So to maximize your time, you need to be able to make the right choice. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Yes, every time in Toastmaster we have thought for the day. So someone will prepare like a quotation or certain expression to share with our personal opinion. I will not touch on it yet until it is the evaluation session. So give Toastmaster Kwang another big round of applause. And And of course, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a special one. There will be roles which will be shown by Toastmaster J, and I will explain it to you. Because your club very special, still a new, I would like to say revitalized club, a new member. So we need the members to know what the roles are concerned to with each respondent today. And you know, normally we have our culture. You know, one day at our club at Bangkok Toastmasters, a gentleman, 78 years old, came to the club and then spoke for 4 minutes because he asked me, actually for the first time for 15 minutes. I said it's too long, right? Because you are the guest. And then he completed it with 5 minutes. And after his speech, somebody came up as an accountant, said, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm so happy that the gentleman whom just visited our club spoke for 5 minutes and uttered 62 hours and 40 That gentleman seemed, this is not the first one, actually there were so many. Now, but this gentleman felt very annoyed. He disappeared. So I had to call him up time after time before he was willing to come back. He said, I uttered so many why you have to count that? I felt embarrassed. I would not come back to the club. I asked him so many times, so he came back to the club. Finally, he completed his 10 projects before he left the club. Because at that, when he left the club, he was already 81. So ladies and gentlemen, our culture is an encouragement, not discouragement. So as an art culture, don't forget, don't look at the person. Today, there is a champion, DTM Arun, 30R. Oh, Arun said, you know, I don't want to come back. For example, if someone, like at Seagate one time, the executive came into the room, spoke for 3 minutes with 10 R. And then one art counter coming up saying, you got 10 R and 20 You know, he never been counted as the CEO of the company. So fortunately, I was the general evaluator. I said that, so great. Yeah, this is just for self-development. And then so we congratulate him to be a good example. So he came back again and again. This is one of the things we learn in Toastmasters. So don't worry about our If you like to do it at home. When you start to speak, try to reduce it. That's all. We all can have it. Okay, so the next one will be timer. The timer is the one with the signs you can see. In speaking, if you get into the contest, 1 second, 1 tick of a second over time, you are disqualified. So timer is so important. If you are going to speak for 5 to 7 minutes, when it's 5 minutes, then the green side will be shown. When it's 6 minutes, the yellow side will be shown. When it's 7 minutes, the right side will be shown. When it's 7 minutes 30 seconds, actually 30 seconds is still okay. 31 in Vietnam. When it's 7 minutes 30 seconds, very serious. So I went there, I recommended them, when it's 30 seconds, leave a little bit, like 1 or 2 more seconds. Not 30 seconds, you're 30 seconds and then 1, and then okay. But it's too tough. Some new guests couldn't stand it. I said, still not finished. That is the time. So time is so important. At our club, don't worry. If you are over time, smile. Next time I will do better. I will do it better. Feel like this, please. Don't say, oh, next time I will not come. I will come back. I try. to condense my speech, make it better. Now the next one will be, Toastmaster J, we have another one. Table topic speaker. Today, if I'm the table topics master, standing here, ladies and gentlemen, normally I will point someone with the name. But in Toastmasters, sometimes we allow people to volunteer. For example, today, when I'm standing up here, say, ladies and gentlemen, I have a question. Why you love roses? Even you don't love roses, when I ask a question, don't say, no, I don't love. Just stand up and come up here and say why you don't like the roses. It's your right to say so. Not come up, I don't like roses, and you go back. I don't like roses, why? Later, Ajarun will tell you the technique. Yeah, normally we use the prep technique. Point of opening, R for reason, E for example, and another P for closing. Yes, this role can help you. So don't worry. Somebody asks you the question, or you volunteer, or maybe somebody just look at Toastmaster Oak, like table topic master say, Toastmaster Oak, why do you love elephants? Toastmaster Oak, why I love elephants? I don't like elephants. Anyway, please stand up and come up here and share with others why you don't like elephants. That's all. Very easy, like with the opening, with the body, and with the conclusion. We call table topics responded. And don't come up and say, I'm not prepared. Nobody prepared. Yes, so just respond as you like. And then the next one, general evaluation. A general evaluator will give the overall feedbacks. Give the overall feedback. So what I see, for example, today I came in, if in my club, I came in, the aircon not yet on, I've been sitting for 30 minutes, for example, this for example. During the evaluation, I said, when we came in, we sweat a little bit. Because we discovered that the aircon not yet on. After 30 minutes, and then that is a feedback. And today, when I saw the members coming in, they all had great passion. This is what leaders need to keep life going on successfully. Yeah, this is what we call general evaluation, and ask the personal evaluator to evaluate the speaker. Yes, and then grammarian. We are not teaching English in Toastmasters, but we learn grammar at the same time, actually. For example, during the grammar session, we have only 2 to 3 minutes. Why? Because we would like to share some opinions. Like, when I went to the mall with my daughter, she would like to buy the dress that's too bright. In English, we say too gaudy. It's too loud. When we say it's too loud, then what happened? The lady, the sales girl came to me. Excuse me, it's not made from Laos. It's made in Thailand. Loud mean it's too bright, but she couldn't understand. She thought that I said it made it loud. So this is what we learned in Toastmasters. If you have something new to share, and then you can. Like last time, I complimented your team, Jay and your team, about the English section, about the preposition and all this. But don't worry, when you make a mistake, when you go back, you can correct it. That is what we learn. We call self-development. Yes. And the next one, do we have any? Toastmaster of the day, as I said, Toastmaster of the day, we practice to be a speaker. As a Toastmaster of the day at the MC, Master of Ceremonies. Siriam, the movie star, used to ask me, what's the difference between a professional speaker and a movie star like me? She said she has been speaking nationwide. What's the difference? I said, Siriam, when you are on television, you can be a great star. You make a lot of fun. That's great for the MC. But as a professional speaker, every word counts for the success. So when you are on the stage, people will approach you for your appearance, for your beauty, for everything. But when you are speaking 4 to 5 minutes, people start to doubt sometimes, even sometimes only 1 minute, because you are the movie star. When you said, for example, you said somebody died, probably as a movie star or a comedian, people don't believe it, you know that. They really died or not. And then as a professional speaker, we have to be correct with the use of words. My mother died some 35 years ago. Make sure that she really died. No, my mother died some 35 years ago. Oh, just kidding. Then you lost your job. Like when you are working with your boss said, did you finish the job? Yes, but no. Then you got a problem. Also, that's why we learn how to be a good speaker. So Toastmaster of the day must be connect people, connect the audience. So this is the most important part. Be sincere as a Toastmaster of the day. And do we have another one? Meeting speaker. Once you are the Toastmaster, the first thing you have to do, prepare a speech about yourself. Arun just joined Toastmasters. Arun, next week could you please give the icebreaker? But make sure that Arun understand the word icebreaker. Next week he might bring the ice to the club. No, icebreaker means you are going to introduce yourself. 4 to 6 minutes. You can read the manuals. You can read from the online program. That means introduce yourself coming up. Not everyone has to say, my name is Paisan, my surname is Selo, I am now the age and all. No. You can think of something creative. Like for myself, when I stood up for my first project, my mentor said, make it the most arousing. I brought my brothers and sisters to the club. And then when I stood up, I said, ladies and gentlemen, in 1949, a very beautiful lady gave birth to a very ugly baby. And he grew uglier and uglier. It's not me. I pointed to my brother. It's him. He said, you come down, I kill you. And then I changed that in 1951. The same beautiful, slanderous lady gave birth to a very smart baby. And then it's me, of course. You can do anything you like. You don't have to say, I was born in Surat Thani, I was born in Alatua, I was born somewhere. Not necessary yet. You could say something. Have you ever gone to a very small island in the south? People may think, I forget. Then you can do something to make them feel that, oh, they want to follow your stories. Easy, right? So keep on. If you are the Toastmaster project number 1, don't make it perfect. Never, ever make it perfect. It's your story, so do it. And this is what we call the meeting speaker. Be prepared for it. I'm sure you will be ready. And then, do we have another one? Also impromptu, like evaluator. In Toastmaster, if you are the meeting speaker, you come up and you deliver your project number 1, like myself. I deliver my project number 1, and then the personal evaluator will come up. Say, ladies and gentlemen, after listening to Toastmaster Paisan, I felt that his strength is he has some confidence. And he seemed to be humorous. And then you can say something. And I believe that Paisan gave a very good introduction. I would like, anyway, to give him a special suggestion for the next speech. Paisan, next time when you come up here, don't put your hands in the hip pocket. Paisan, you give some recommendation, and then that's all. And compliment Paisan again. We call the sandwich method of evaluation. Because when I was being evaluated, it's different. A lady coming up said, "Son, you have given the best speech." When I went back home, I couldn't sleep because I couldn't finish within the time. I called her. "Why you said my speech the best?" She said, "Why not, son? Because the first time I heard you speak, it's the best. So you can improve yourself." Yeah, so don't worry about that. When you get evaluated, don't feel slighted. Don't say that next time I will not have you as an evaluator. Because sometimes the personal evaluators may not be clear on your thoughts. You said this, he might thought of that. So the personal evaluator must be well trained as well. So when you come to the club, more often you can learn from them. That's right. And of course, all what we are learning in Toastmasters, I bit too quick. Anyway, you can learn from the program later. When you attend, we call self-development. Just remember one thing, in Toastmasters, we need people with passion. And of course, actually, we have the next program is odd one out game. Odd one out game. Oh, very good game. Toastmaster J, please.
Yes, this game we would like to present our new game is named Odd One Out or Odd Word Out. It's simple activity practice vocabulary and to start and speaking. And you will see 4 words in each group, and then we just choose which word that's different from the others. We will use like a lot.
Smartphone. You need a phone to play the game. First, you need to go to this website. And I will give you the pin so you can enter.
At first everyone has to log in to Google.
Right? Everyone
Everyone can try. AASOO. Everyone can join. And then click on the first link.
Translation.
Yes, and then you have to link your game pin by use that number. 693355.
ดูแลงวดนี้
นิกเนมอะไรก็ได้
ชื่ออะไรชื่อ
ที่จะได้รู้ว่า
ชื่อ
And then start.
เป็น
Yes.
ภาษาไทยภาษาจีน
And then you have to create your game. If you are ready, you can click on go.
มีไงรู้ไหมครับเป็นภาษาไทยเขารู้เนี่ย
On our team for ICT, so we have to do something similar. You will see you are in the game already 9 pages.
ไม่เป็นไรอยู่กับเพื่อนๆกันช่วยกันทำ
Everyone already science. Everyone, are you ready?
Let's start. Right.
Okay.
ทำไมพี่ต้องโดดร่ม
ใครตอบเร็วสุดก็จะได้คะแนนเร็วสุดถามตอบว่าอันไหนที่หลังตอบเร็วสุดก็จะได้คะแนนเร็วสุดนะคะ
ตอนนี้เหรอเน็ตไม่วิ่ง
แต่ละข้อจะมีเวลา
Chắc chắn là
20 วินาทีคือคำตอบที่ถูกต้องข้อนี้ก็คือจะเป็นเอง
โอเคเป็นการไม่แตกต่างกันแน่ก็มันเป็นมาเท่าไหร่วัดแท็กเรทอย่างนี้ผมที่ของที่นั่น
30 seconds 10 minutes sorry 10 seconds ว้าว
ผมไม่ให้เป็น
ตัวเลือกข้างหน้าว้าวแล้วแฟนจอร์แดนนี่10 seconds
Five seconds.
Correct answer is Spain. Oh, magazines, clothing.
Five seconds.
Answer. All correct.
โอ้โหสองเลยไม่ได้สามเลยโอ้มาที่ทาง
Great.
มันจับต้องได้ใช่คนละเขาหรือตรงนี้เลยก็แค่เลยตัวเอง
Answer. Correct answer is great.
ข้อมีรางวัลบ้างสอง
Spain, Russia, Canada, Africa.
จะไหนเท่าไหร่
That's number 8. Tiny. Gigantic. Or yes, it's tiny. Iguana, snake, panda, stars. Let's take a look. The last one. Pen, marker, paper, and crayon.
แกนสุดยอดแค่นี้
เอาเดี๋ยวอ้าวแล้วคุณตั้ง
Our winner, second and third. Nhà Phương Thảo.
แสงฟุ้งอยู่ไหน
Our games.
Wow, what a great game it is. So great. You know, I myself got confused also. When the elephants and all this, I thought that, oh, it should be the whales shouldn't be the correct one. But Arun said whales. I said because they are mammals. We don't know. Oh yeah, I think differently. Yeah. So my answer was not correct. So one of the things when I saw the word desert. So for English, don't forget when we have DESSERT, we say desserts. Now that's mean ของหวาน right? It would be different. Or he has been when we say desert, and then somebody has deserted. That means running away from the camp. Yeah. So sometimes it's the same word with a different pronunciation. So don't worry about that. Give Jay and another big round of applause. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the table topic session. Somebody asked me in one club why we have to practice table topic session. Why we have to practice on impromptu. I say at work every day you talk to your boss and you talk to your client, you talk to your friends. Sometimes they ask you the question. They need an urgent answer. And then you talk too long. They cannot wait. Sometimes you elaborate too much, they couldn't understand. So the one thing, like your boss asks you, why did you come to work yesterday? You don't have to say that. Actually, yesterday morning I thought of coming to work, but at 10 o'clock I felt a bit sick. And then at 12 o'clock your boss said, I just asked you, why didn't you come to work? You say, I was ill, I was sick, that is enough. No need to explain from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. This is a waste of time. So table topics is the path to career growth. So when you practice more, you will be able to answer with the right, with the correct expressions, and also with the appearance to show to someone you are speaking with. Don't forget, in speaking, we use not only our mouth, but our body language. So every time when you practice table topics, be prepared for it. When come up, you are going to answer a question, be prepared. If Arun asks me, why did you love your wife? I came up like a zombie. And then I said something, people thought that you didn't really like your wife. So facial expression also important in the table topics beside the context. So now today we have the young man. I don't know how young he is. The only thing when he got married, I was not yet born. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome DTM Arun.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. Who joined the meeting for the first time? How many of you here? Joined the first time? Only one? All the other already had been here already. The reason I ask you is I will explain a little bit about what we said is about it. Being of the come on the table topic section, or it does mean that you have to answer the question without have time to prepare yourself. You have time just only from your seat, walk here to think how you can answer the question. And for the benefit of you, I will just explain a little bit that in table topic session is very important for everybody. You have to answer question every day, right? At our table topic, our focus of the day mentioned, it's very important. For public speaking, maybe you did not prepare or deliver to speak every day, but the table topic session, you have to answer question every day. Starting from the time you get up in the morning, maybe you have to answer question to the people in your family. At work, you have to answer question, and until the end, you go to bed at night. So this section is benefit for everybody to improve your thinking skill. You know, because when we listen to the question, we have to think it. How can we answer the question? The question is correct or not, it doesn't matter. Because it's your idea, your own idea. There is no right or wrong answer. But it's the best way for everybody to practice. So for the benefit of everybody, I would just like to prepare 5 questions. And each question I have the formula how to answer the question on the left hand side. For example, like this one. For the first question, you can see on the left hand side. Formula, the first one is that when you answer the question, you have to answer the point, give reason, example, and make the conclusion. This is one way. The first rule. The second one, you use the rule of the local, upcountry, or international. Some questions, you have to choose this one. And the third one, used by past, present, and future. And later on, some questions you can answer by using this rule. The first one, cause, disease, goal, obstacle, solution. The fifth one, problem, solution, action. And this is the easier one, the pro and con. Anything, we have two sides. The advantage and disadvantage. You can use that one. And the last one, past, that means pay attention to the question, analyze how you can answer the question, and structure thought, and the structure of each one, the formula, which one you are going to say and speak up. So, just look at the first one, support. If you do what you have always done, you always have done, you will get what you always got. Right? This is the question. If you do what you have always done, you will get what you always got. Anybody want to volunteer? I would like to have some volunteer to answer the question. What we always done, something, we always get what we got. This is the easy one, right? Do you agree with the question or not? What we have always done, and we always get what we got. So maybe you can use the first one. According to this one, you agree. give the reason why you agree, and with the example and with the conclusion. Yeah, this formula is very easy. How about anyone would like to? Maybe I will shoot. Let me shoot you. Toastmaster Huang, would you like to answer the question?
Actually, I don't really get what the meaning of this verse. But if you I think if you don't change the way you are, you don't change the result of what you do, doesn't change. I think that's the point, right? So I think if you want something better, you need to do something, everything to get better. So I think this is the point.
Some you have some example or not?
Example. Like for today, we have to prepare the meeting, but we don't really have time so sorry about that. But next time we will do better. So the result for today is not really smooth. We don't have the meeting room ready for you guys, so we have apologize for that. Sorry.
So as your answer that if next time you try to do it better, that means you do something different. So the result will be different. Right? This is the first one. How about the second one? Please change your idea or your opinion about clever and clever people and kind people. What's the difference? Clever people and kind people. What is your idea? You can use this one also, or can use the first one, or maybe also you can use this one. This one also can use. There are about 2 or 3 formulas you can answer this. Just now who is the winner of the 10 questions? Toastmaster Tam, right? Who? Who is the winner of the 10 questions just now? Not here. How about the second one? Second one, Toastmaster. Oh, okay.
The second winner.
Second winner. Now you can you answer the question about your idea? Clever people and kind people. What is your idea? Which one is better?
Share my opinion about the clever people and kind people. Clever people tend to be people who know a lot, but kind people will be people who make everyone feel happy. So it's like people who clever might be not can be good person or can be bad person, but he have really well educated or he have a lot of knowledge to share the other. But for the kind people, he may be anyone, and this person make people feel happy.
Wonderful. Yes, this is very, very good answer. I can use this one, past, present, and future. In the past, when I was a small boy, I went to school. I think I would like to be a clever. Because clever people in school we always get a high mark, right? But when I get up, at the present when I work, I feel that kind people is better than clever people. Because clever people do it for themselves. But for kind people, we are not doing for ourselves, but for others. We help people, right? So in the future, if we have anyone who are the clever people and also the kind people, he will be the best.
I use my technique. I use
You use this one. This one, right?
I use this one, right?
Yeah, can use. That's why this is just only the some of the formulary that help you to think how you are going to answer the question. Actually, if we do not have this one, maybe you do not know which one you are going to answer. But your answer is very good. Okay. Next one. The greatest mistake we can make in life is to continually fearing that will make one. Our mistake in life, which we always continue fearing that we are going to make one, but never make it. Right? So, how about our acting president? Good one, very good one, to you.
I think I agree with it because people always fear in their mind, and if you fear of something, you will not do it. So in your life, we should not feel something like that. So we should be brave and face with the truth and try to solve the problem. I think that's my opinion. Thank you. Back to you.
This is also one of the good examples. If we are fearing of doing something, we never step out from our comfort zone. We will never have a chance to get some more information. Like a public speaking in Toastmasters. If we are fearing of public speaking, we never join the Toastmasters. We never have a chance to practice. So, just only thinking, I'm going to learn, I'm going to join Toastmasters, but never do it. So we have no chance to practice our public speaking. How about this one? Easy, right? We don't get to choose how you are going to die or when, but you can only this is the wrong one. You can only decide how you are going to live now. I would like to quote this question of the game. We don't know the truth how we are going to die or when, but we can only decide how we are going to live now. Okay?
In my opinion, I choose India as education because in the past it's always past already, and now we just do the best, just doing your best, and on the future, in the future we don't know how what is to be somewhere next day, so we just do today, do the best. Because we don't know how we're gonna die always. Just do your best today. And decide what you want to be today or tomorrow.
Thank you. A little fun. Okay. Okay. The last one. How do you get people to do what we wanted? Very easy. May I have you answer the question? How do we get people to do what we want? How? Easy, right? Yeah, very easy one. Okay.
How to make people do what we want them to do.
If you want somebody to do something for you, how can you do it? Okay.
I want to.
Would you come here?
question what you want them to do. I think I want my friend, ladies and gentlemen in TRD, learn English a lot. I'm not afraid English.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we already heard that what he said, that we try, don't be afraid of learning English. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the 5 questions. One thing I would like to ask is the next time maybe you can have a small slip of paper and you vote who is the best paper topic respondent. In our class, we do it every time and we correct it. And at the end of 6-month term, for you maybe at the end of 1 year term, the people who get the highest score will receive a trophy. So I hope that this question gives you some experience that how to answer the table topic question. Because you have very short time from the seat to here, and then few seconds you have to answer. But with the formal idea can give you some guide that you can do. Thank you.
Yes, DDM Arun, with variety of questions. It seems difficult to you, but don't worry, because we don't need to be perfect in answering the question. Just feel free and feel relaxed. I always say be chillax. Chillax means be relaxed. Yeah, that's all. And of course, most of the time when we come to Toastmasters, we prepare a speech. A lot of people say only once in 2 weeks, right? Or twice a month. It's a very little time. But actually, when we come to the club, when we go home, we can practice it by ourselves. For example, when we are going to deliver a speech at the club, for example, like today when I'm here, if I'm going to deliver project number 1 next time, I go back home, I will write the script and be ready for it. I will start practicing it in my bedroom or probably in the toilet if you want. When you have nothing to do, you just practicing how to speak up. 4 to 6 minutes is not that long. You can speak up to 3 minutes or 4 minutes. That is your right to do so. If you're well prepared, you have more to say. Don't worry, go slowly. Slowly. You don't have to rush. For first project, you don't have to rush. So keep on. And today we have 2 speakers. I would like to have Ajahn Arun to evaluate both the speakers. The speaker number 1, who will be speaking under project number 1, introduce myself. Toastmaster, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, but before you move on, I would like to ask the personal evaluator to read the objectives.
Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, the project number 1, the objective of project number 1 is to begin speaking before an audience. To the proper speaking skill you already have, and skill that needs some attention. And time for the project number 1 is 4 to 6.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Bird.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Polamet Namjat. You can call me Bird. I came from the inspector department at 6th floor. My position is general management. I have my family. I am married about 12 years, and I have my 1 son. I was born in Patharung province. I studied in Patharung primary and high school 6 years, and I go up in Bangkok, studying to sorry. I'm studying in Bangkok at International Commission College, diploma vocation certificate. And I'm studying at bachelor degree, faculty of business administration, management, general management. Sorry, in 2012 at Ratchapat Institute at Rakaman. Sorry, 21. And first office working at all the Aurora Cohen James at personnel department. My position is payroll staff in 4 years. And in the future, I am examination at Treasury Department. I'm working at the Treasury Department since years 2016 to the present under the supervision of the Treasury Department. The audit will be conducted by the Inspector General to be responsible to also the inspectors to visit the provincial government to monitor the work of Treasury office area and listen to the problem areas to work of the Treasury area. All provinces in Thailand and solution to the office of Treasury area throughout.
Okay. We are not going to evaluate right now. Later, because now we are moving to the second speaker. Today we is going to speak under project number 3, get to the point. So I would like our personal evaluator again to read the objectives of project number 3.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. The objective of project number three, get to the point, select a speed, top speed, and determine its general and specific purpose. Organize the speed in a manner that best achieves those purposes. Ensure that the beginning, body, conclusion, reinforce the protocol. And project sincerity and conviction and control any nervousness you may have. Strive not to lose more. Time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you very much. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the speaker will be speaking under the topic, Think in English. Think in English. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster time.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster. Good afternoon again. This time is my project 3, and I choose the topic Think in English because I think it might be benefit to you all. Just recall my memory when I got a scholarship to study in Australia maybe 20 years ago. At that time, I went to study a bachelor degree, and I had to study with the young Australian guys and girls. Maybe at that time I was about 29, but they are 16, 18, and I was told that I was the youngest one. You know why? Because Asian people, we look so young. Okay, so when I got that scholarship and I went to Australia in Adelaide, the southern part in Australia. I had to study English course, even though I passed the English test in Thailand before. You know why? Because they want me to get used to the way to study there and the way to live on my own. So I have to study English, not in Thai, but in English. English in English. It's so difficult. I remember my teacher, his name was Greg, and he was a young, handsome Aussie guy. So encouraged me a lot. And I have a classroom from overseas students. You know, in Australia, because there's an island, so they call people who come from outside country is overseas. Doesn't matter you come from Asia or Europe or America, they call you overseas student. And I have friends from Japan, from Sweden, and from China, from Malaysia. I remember the thing, because I have to study English for 6 months before I go to university. My teacher told me that you have to think in English, not in your language. Think in English. At that time I said, sorry, I really said this word to myself, bloody hell. You know, bloody, it's not a good word, but I really said that to myself, that how could I? I've been thinking in Thai for all my life for maybe 29 years, and I have to change my brain to think in English. It's difficult, but there's a technique for us how to think in English. Do you know why my teacher said that I should think in English? Because they said that if you think in your native language, and you have to translate it into English, and with the grammar and with the vocabulary, it takes time. And maybe you'll be so quiet and not there to speak. So thinking in English has a benefit. Before I go to that, I tell you some technique. The first technique you use that start small. So the first time you think, you see everything and you think in English, not in Thai. This is not โทรศัพท์มือถือ but it's a mobile phone. This is not ขวดน้ำ but it's a bottle of water. It's a chair, it's a table, it's a fan, it's the roses. Think in single word first and then keep thinking about that. The next one you think in complete sentence, like when you get up in the morning you say good morning to yourself. And then when you eating, you say I am eating. I'm doing my work. I work. I write down on the paper, things like this. And maybe and the next one, you build up your vocabulary. How can you do that? The first thing that in your mobile phone, change it into English. I use it in English. You see the movie as a soundtrack and no subtitle on that. Understand or not, don't know, but I keep watching it. And you keep looking the vocabulary. If you don't know the meaning in your mobile phone, you have the app, Longdu Dictionary app. Look the meaning in it and use the English dictionary, not English Thai dictionary. In this way, you will build up your vocabulary. You get used to English. If you can do it, you put vocabulary, spell it, and put it on the wall. I remember when I study, I went on the way of my home to work, to the school. I saw the word surgery. I spell it every time I walk past it. Surgery. And one day I go to school and my teacher said, could you spell the surgery? I can do it. Surgery because I do it every day. I did it every day. So this is the technique that can help you to think in English and you will be more fluent in English. And by coming to this Toastmaster meeting, it's helped you a lot because you listen to English for 2 hours, get used to it. So this is my technique. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Wow, in our life we face a lot of situations. Don't worry about that. The first time I remember, I and my brother went to Australia to do some business, and the CEO of one company met us and he said, "Are you coming to die?" My brother said, "No, we're not coming to die. We are coming today." So I said, "Hey, to die." He doesn't mean to die, but he means today. Yeah, because in Australia, like you will meet. Yeah, you come to die. No, I'm not to die. You come today, right? And of course, we learn a lot from this program. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time. After the prepare speech session, the Toastmaster of the day will hand the duty to the general evaluator. And ladies and gentlemen, today, I would like you to meet the general evaluator. He is not very smart, but handsome. None other than Paisan. Welcome, I myself. Yes, as a general evaluator, I give the overall feedback. The atmosphere is very good because we all together. So don't worry whether you speak fast or speak slowly, because in Toastmaster, if you speak too fast, people will ask you to slow down. If you speak too slowly, they say speed up. That's all. Don't worry. The only thing when we speak English, try to speak with connected words. It's different from Thai. For example, ฉันจะไปโรงเรียน in English, I'm going to school. We don't say I am going to school, right? So it's the phrase, the fragment should be completed by itself. I'm going to the market. I'm going to school. So don't worry when we speak English. Try to speak as naturally as we can. I always say this. Even with the Chinese, yesterday I talked to a group of Chinese people. My Chinese were very poor actually. But when I met them, I said, "今天是很好的一天." They look at me, "Oh, Chinese so good." So we could do it. Instead of 是不是, "是不是?" Seem like Chinese. When we speak the language, make it. Well, I used to be in Malaysia, always say, like we say cakap. Yeah, mean good, yeah. Saya pergi ke sekolah, something like that. We have to learn from the native speakers how they pronounce it, and we learn from that. And so this is one of the things when we speak the language, we will have the techniques, so we have the way to do it. So practice, practice, and practice. And of course now it's time. We have the timekeeper, which is very important to all of us, because of the timer, we keep check, what time we have used. And today, our timer is none other than Toastmaster Chima. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you, Chan Thaisan. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chirashia. I'm from Ayutthaya. I work at HR, Human Resource. Today, give me how much you use time, how much bird. Today, ladies and gentlemen, time is very important in public speaking. As a time, my role is to be my speaker on how much is the time. They have before they should finish their speech. Here is my report. Acting President TM Tam open the meeting 1:35 p.m. And Toastmaster of the day took change at 1:40. Today, topic word of the day, TMO took 4 minutes 20 seconds. And topic toss of the day, TM Quang took 1 minute and 30 seconds. Speaker, today's speaker, TM Bird. I like you because you from South in Thailand, Patharung. What time do you use? You took 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Small, no? And TM Đắc Tẩm and Cung Tuổi. Sorry. You took 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's it for my report. Thank you.
Wow, I like the way Toastmaster Bird use 3 minutes 23 seconds. Small now. Yeah, actually she will also say quite a little time to use. Yeah, it's so impressive today when you stand up here. The most important thing is how we stand here and then give the report. Congratulations again. Don't forget, when as a general evaluator, when I invite anyone to come up, I greet Mr. General Evaluator. If I am the Toastmaster, you greet Mr. Toastmaster of the day. This is what we do. I would like, could you please turn off the light? Thank you very much. Yes, in speaking, most of the time, when we are going on the stage, be careful. Because when we are using the spotlight, we are using the PowerPoint, sometimes when the light's coming to us, we have to make sure it's not a distraction. So this is the way we practice. That's why when we are going on the stage, sometimes the spotlight is very strong. And then some new speakers, they wrote something in their hands, in the palms, on the palms. What happened? When they wrote on the palms, they had to read it. And they didn't expect that the spotlight would be that strong. They wrote it in green. When the spotlight came, they couldn't see it. So sometimes we have to be careful. Using note also, very important. Put the letters as big as possible as a keyword. Because a number of times that speaker coming up, when they look at that, oh, what happened? They couldn't even read their own handwritings. You believe it or not? Even experienced speaker. So write the letters as big as possible. So you had a glance and okay, you will be going out. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, since we still remember Toastmaster Bird's speech for project number 1, I would like to invite DTM Arun to give the evaluation, please.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, especially Toastmaster Bird, who deliver speech on project number 1, introduce yourself. I took time 3 minutes 23 seconds. A little bit short, but no problem, because this is your first project. First of all, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Bird, who prepared his speech. Let us give him a hand. Toastmaster Bird is a good example for anybody who are fear of public speaking, right? You can see that when you prepare it, at least you can come and speak with confidence. You may not be able to speak fluently, but we can understand what you say. Well, study from you, tell us what's your name and your your life. You married 12 years ago. You were born in Pathalung, right? And about your educational background from time to time from and what do we say, the primary school until the bachelor degree. You tell us each one very clear. And the last one, you come about your work. You also have traveled and come to work at regular department 2 years ago, right? About 2 years. This is very good. For one of the things that I would like to congratulate to you is that you, even you prepare, you are not, it's normal to everybody for the first speech, in order to make sure that we can speak it. If we do not take the note, sometimes we just stand still, cannot do anything because our brain blank. But this small note can help you. When we forget, never mind, we just look it and read it because it's our first speech, right? And your time is a little bit short, no problem for the first one. Only the conclusion, you maybe add a little bit of, from now on, I will try to join the Toastmasters Club activity. I will improve my English skill because in my work we have to use it, something like that only. Because in any kind of speech, has opening, main body, and conclusion, key part. Opening. Your opening at our DPM by Sunset, maybe we don't have to say good morning or everybody, my name is here, I come from you. Maybe we can ask by question. Do you know Pathalung province? How far it is? And that was the place I was born. And then you can start like that. I would like to give some suggestions for the DTM by Sunset. When we have note, if we can print a little bit bigger for the letter or make it bold, it is easy for you to do that. Easy, just take a pen and then you can understand. Only one point. For the next page, do it again. For the second project, but use a bigger letter. And I'm sure at that time you can do it better. Give him a big hand.
Yes, thank you very much, Arun. Normally, as a general evaluator, I wouldn't touch much on the speaker, but on the personal evaluator. Now today, I give an exemption. I will not evaluate much. And we'd like to say congratulations also to Toastmaster Bert for the first speech. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing, when we are going to speak, be prepared. And then also when the microphone is too low, just adjusted the microphone a little bit before speaking. And the most important thing, if we are enthusiastic enough and we stand, be sure that our mouth is direct to the microphone in whichever we face, whichever side we face. The microphone should be with the focus here. Because sometimes when we speak, then people could hardly understand. And so be sure our mouth will be focusing at any angle with the microphone. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to another program first, like word of the day today. It is the phrase around the clock. Anybody use it? Around the clock. Normally when we use word of the day, we'll give the opportunity for members to use the word. Yes, I work around the clock for the program or whatever, if we use it. However, sometimes the word seldom be used because it's not according to our speech. So we don't use it, it doesn't matter. But the phrase is very good today by Toastmaster Oak. I thought he elaborated it very clearly. He used 4 minutes 20 seconds. Very new to the Toastmaster, 4 minutes, right? But he used 4 minutes 20 seconds. He could be a DTM very soon if he joined Toastmasters. I'm sure 4 minutes 20 seconds. And of course, thought for the day. Normally at our club, if they thought for the day, but thought of the day, so will be okay. Toastmaster Kwang, he elaborated. Normally, I would like to have thought for the day being printed, so everyone knows first what the speaker is going to talk about. Because sometimes it's printed here, right? On the side behind. I think if in the program, I thought for the day, and then you put also, so people could immediately look at it. Yeah, it's also my fault not looking at this side. Since this side normally for us in Toastmasters, we call it the minutes of the meeting at our club. But your program is very special. And Toastmaster Guang did it very well. 1 minute 30 seconds, very concise. The only thing I would like to suggest is that when you speak, sometimes don't forget to pause a little bit. When you speak with another sentence, raise your voice a little bit so people feel yeah, in this way. All the rest, congratulations, well done. And of course, odd one out game, so interesting. I felt that your club very initiative. The committee has been working so hard. I hope that your club will be full house very soon in the future, because this is a very interesting program. We learn from that. Congratulations to Toastmaster J, Toastmaster Guang, and also all the participants. Dare to make a difference. You dare to make a difference. This is the most important thing. Congratulations. For table topic session, Toastmaster Arun today, he gave the briefing for how to give a good response and then asking 5 questions. Now, one of the most important things, since some of the members still very new, and then the question, the statement sometimes is easy in reading, difficult in answering sometimes, right? Because if you ask whether did you know Einstein, it's easier. And if you put the statement, somebody goes, oh, actually I know, but how to say it. In Toastmasters there are 2 ways. You can put as a question, as a statement of quotation. Like you put it, Paisan is handsome. If somebody like me, they say, oh, sure, Paisan is very handsome. I do agree with him. When he was young, oh, we can talk about that. Somebody dislike him. Actually, Paisan is quite handsome, but second to me. Of course, you can say something else in that way. So it's easier. If some statement which is rather long, and then people feel that it's too difficult, actually, after reading it, we will find it easy. Arun, thank you very much for all. And for the all the respondents, Toastmaster Guang, Toastmaster O, Toastmaster Warapon, Toastmaster J, and Toastmaster Jima, you already coming up here, you show your confidence. The number 1 thing, don't forget, adjust the microphone closer. If you feel that your voice is not loud enough, for me, my voice 300 miles away, so actually don't have to use the microphone, but I still use the microphone. You know, when one occasion, when I was going to speak to the executive, only 12 executives, I requested the microphone. I requested for it. And then one executive asked me, Ajahn, why you have to use a microphone? I said, without the microphone, 100,000 not enough. I charge 20,000 more. He said, what the difference? I said, the difference is that without the microphone, you use your lung and you have to. With the microphone, sometimes with 100 people, when you get closer, you can use your emotion and then put into the microphone. It works well for you. This is the difference. So even in a small room, if possible, use the microphone, but only sometimes when the microphone stops, what happened? We have to speak like this again. Then people still, they don't know even when the microphone is on. Right? I'm going to speak to all of you today, and suddenly, it's off. I want to speak to you. Oh, it's okay. I want to speak to you. I want to speak to you today. Oh, and I'm sure that all of you still like it. You're even without the microphone, right? So this is a practice. And of course, I would like to say that all of us have done so well. And coming to the second speaker, Toastmaster 10, think in English. Arun again, please.
Mr. General, you are leader, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, especially Toastmaster Act, who did run project number 3, Think in English. It's very lucky that we have a chance to listen to her speech, because from her speech we learn a lot. And one of the most important thing is think in English. It's very good example. Remind me when about 20 years ago when the mobile phone had just produced or just people just start to use mobile phone. You know, when we took the mobile phone, my friend said it's a hand phone, not the mobile phone, because at that time they do not know the word mobile phone or โทรศัพท์มือถือ also hand phone. The technique is very good, you know. Your teacher just ask you for one question. He recommend you that when you are going to speak something, think in English, not think in Thai, because English and Thai is reversed, you know. Like the red book and book red. If you see the red book in Thai, and when you speak in English, if you translate word by word, it will book red or something like that. It is difficult. But think in English, just look at and say, look at and see. It takes a very short time. You do not have to translate. Your example is very good, that one. For complete sentence, actually for simple sentence, there are only two. Simple sentence without objective and with objective. A short one, very easy, simple sentence. We should be like that. Vocabulary also have to learn something. Because English dictionary is different from Thai. If you think in Thai first and you go to look at the meaning in English, sometimes it confused. But if you use English dictionary, they already mentioned, explained in there, you can understand it well. In your conclusion, I like your conclusion because after you already tell us your experience in Australia, what happened to you, because at that time you just say you are 29 but you look younger. Have a little short of you because Asian people look younger than especially her instructor is very handsome. But in conclusion, it's very good. After learning English, you give consideration to the audience and leave it to your consideration, the way you use it, leave to the audience the consideration. To improve our English, just join Toastmasters because it's the best place for everybody to practice. Because if you practice learning English here, all of you are friends, you know. We don't have to feel maybe you do not have nervousness so much. But later on, you just feel, oh, I'm speaking among the friends, our friends. It's okay, we practice a little bit. Very good one. For your conclusion, and I like the way that your organization, your logical flow of your idea from the first, you went to Australia and one by one, and we understand very well. Bit a little bit on the first opening, get some what we say that exciting opening for them. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever been to Australia? Or something like that. And then you just thought, oh, I have been there when I was young or something like that. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, I try to find a room to evaluate him. I have to say congratulations first to the speaker. You could see that the evaluator is very effective in evaluating the speaker. Anyway, when Arun towards evaluating the speaker, he used the pronoun you while facing the audience. Normally when we say you, we look at PowerPoint, and when to the audience we say she. Now she did it this way, she did it that way, she should have done it this way. And then PowerPoint, you. So Arun, this is a minor evaluation for you. Thank you very much. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, always be prepared. Always be prepared. Wherever you go, be ready. I always say this. Prepare yourself. Just when we are going onto the stage or give the presentation, make sure you use your words, your voice, your emotion at the right place, to the right people, at the right time, in the right place, on the right occasion. Easy, right? Now, so when you stand up in front of a small group of people, try to use your voice to the maximum of the group. When you are speaking to 100 people, and then you spoke differently. I don't know whether any of you have been to the concert before. Yeah, when I was the MC of the concert, about 3,000 people, you know, you just ignite one person, the whole crowd will roar happily because you're ready to watch the movie star, the singer. So at the concert, you may be surprised why sometimes it's not so funny and you think after that, but you still laugh. Like Bert Thongchai coming, oh, Bert Thongchai coming, a Ben Conchita Award, and the MC going up and just spark a little bit. People will laugh all together. So this is a practice. Go doing it. In your life, you will be a better speaker. We have our culture today. Who is our art culture? Oh no. Oh yes, Toastmaster Oak, right? Our art culture. Who is that? So we have art culture today. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our art culture.
Everyone, today I counter Toastmaster today first project one. He not have art, but he too much. Yeah, that he regular. Toastmaster camp project team. He no art. Oh. Excellent. Thank you.
Wow, very brief art culture.
Very good.
Attention calling. Yeah. So this is one of the way. Don't worry, keep on practicing. And don't forget one very important thing is that adjusting the mic is so important. Number one, adjust first before speaking. And then when we stand up here, try to control ourselves, compose ourselves. And since today, we are not talking about, when we get grammarian, it's the volunteers, I would like to point out a little bit for when I heard somebody say something like benefit. When it is a verb, we are benefited by the program. We have benefited them. That means we give them the benefit. Now, so we learn from all these words like, and I heard somebody say, when we say people, people can be plural, and it's always plural. Can you put with peoples with S? You always say no, right? Actually, yes. If we say a certain group of people, like we have different peoples all over the world, but we don't use it nowadays. You will say have so many peoples, like people of the Chinese races, the Chinese nationalities, and the Thai nationalities, all together in a separate group we call peoples. Like money, M-O-N-E-Y, right? Money. You think we cannot use plural, like, but actually when we say monies, it means monies of different countries, and but we seldom use nowadays. Like one day, somebody said fish, F-I-S, fish, actually no plural. But when we say fishes, are types of fish. Yeah, we have whales, we have so many other kind of fishes. Yeah, so we always say that. And of course, when we say club of people, that's enough, not a club of people, we say club of people. If automatically somebody heard it and say a club of people, they will say, hey, a group of people, that's all. They think differently. And then one thing, anybody and everyone. If in the examination, in the past, I don't know now, if you put everyone, the blank, is or are. Is. everyone is holding his ticket or their ticket. Yeah, yes. Their ticket. Internationally, when we say everyone is holding their ticket, I ask every student saying that everyone will have to bring their reports. Sometimes people got confused on this. If in the past, in the examination, you put everyone with their, you get 0. You get 0 for sure, right? You know what time? They are very conventional. If you said everyone is holding the ticket, teacher said no, never. Everyone is holding his ticket. This is what we have to know sometimes. So that's because in one school, I met one teacher. She told me that one student put everyone is holding their ticket. So she gave her 0. I said, how could you give her 0? It's grammatically wrong. I said, oh, we write it with that. So she said, really? But too late, because 3 months ago. So be careful when we use the words. And you know, sometimes when we say, as I used to say, we say T-E-N, we have Salah A, we say 10. Right? T-E-N, Salah 10. We don't have Salah like something. N, 10. But N, pen. Yeah, we bend it. We don't bend it. We bend it. Yeah, we taste the durian. But we are going for the test. Right? We can practice. Just keep on. But don't worry, because now we call global English. Global English. Because I went to London the last 2 years. When somebody said, I have a lot of informations. Normally in our school time, information 0. But the native speaker said, we have a lot of informations. It's against the grammar in those days. So sometimes things has changed a lot. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we also don't have the quiz. Do we have the quiz again? Oh yes, the last section called the quiz. Toastmaster Guang and Toastmaster J in action, please.
They have working
Everyone here. So, ready? Start. Hai question. The blah is
trong khi được học này
seven fun.
The right answer is Toastmasters.
Question to every Question number 3.
Lên tàu
Last one.
Yes, congratulations to all of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, before leaving, I would like to say one very important thing. I have heard a lot of speakers coming up and then start the word like good afternoon and then no response. Only myself sometimes, good afternoon. Normally when we are going to greet the audience, remember one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And then people will respond. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Nobody responds. Some 30 years ago when I was on the stage, about 800 to 1,000 people listened. I said, ladies and gentlemen, in Thailand, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. ไม่มีเสียง No. Then I got shocked myself. And then one lady after almost 20, 30 or 30 seconds said, good morning. And then I was said, good morning. Oh, saved my life. Now, so sometimes we forgot to respond. Now, so whenever we want to ask people to respond, is that we pause a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And people say, good morning, try. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Can you please try respond? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So we practice in the international way. Like in the past, good morning after that. Now we give the speaker a big round of applause. Pat, 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 pat. No strength. Even in the applause, make sure that it's up. Yeah, make sure. When shaking hand, make sure that we are strong enough. You know, the first appearance and the first meeting will attract a lot of attention. So be careful as a speaker. Wherever we move, be sure that we get the attention in the right way. And uplift ourselves every day. Before I leave the stage, I always use this method is asking everybody, please stand up. May you please all rise. Yes, and shake hand. Yes, please. May you please all rise. Yes. And shake hand with the one beside you and say, you are wonderful.
You are wonderful.
Yes, and you know, sometimes we overuse our heart for granted. Have you ever think of its hard work and say, oh, you work for me so hard, don't die yet. I will do better. And together say, I am wonderful.
I am wonderful.
Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. We learned a lot today, right? Yes. I think I give a chance to people who come today and don't have a chance to speak yet. And thank you for the girl in the red dress and the other one here. You come in the second time. Thank you for coming. So maybe anyone who didn't have a chance to speak, please come here and maybe just say something, not just have to introduce yourself, just say something you like to say, maybe a bit more than last time, maybe just begin with this lady, with you, I don't know your name, sorry. Come here. No, Gigi, you come here already.
My name is Jirachya. My family call me Tikma. Ladies and gentlemen, my name Jirachya. Jirachya from Ayutthaya province. I work at Human Resources Office, my office, new office. My family call me Arabic name, Rahmat. Arabic name just me in moral. In Thai, my name Jirachaya. Please call me Jima, GM Jima ค่ะ
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, sorry for late because I am so far from Lansing. So don't have on a short time for thinking about program for today. Sorry so much, but I have people come and I will get only welcome. My name if I get me. Bye. Thank you so much for today ค่ะ
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pakaiphon Akonghan. My nickname is Nam Phung. I'm from the office of secretary, second floor. I'm just moved from Fiji and start work at here for around 3 next time I will practice. My name is Palamai. I work for Korea Monthly Management. I'm from I like bus. I written thank you.
Everybody, my name is Hadiretor. I come from Pathum Thani. I want to speak English for travel and work. Okay, thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Chayakut Suban. My nickname is Peng. I work as a museum guide in Koi Museum, Thailand, from the Bureau of Grand National Treasure. I'm glad to come here again. This Toastmasters is my first time. Although I work as museum guide, but I usually speak Thai with visitors because most of visitors are Thai people. So sometimes it's English atmosphere. It's hard to have English atmosphere. So I'm happy to come here and I would like to come here again if my boss want me to come here. I would like to keep practicing English as much as I can because is very important for my job, and I wanna develop my English skill. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for you are coming for the second time and the third time. I hope that maybe next time you will start your project one if you are interested in. It's not too difficult because you get used to come here and speak. Not afraid of it. Please try. We would like you to practice English. And today I think our meeting is very valuable because DTM Paisan, he gave us a lot of technique, and I think if you are in this room, you think that he is a very good example for you to stand here, stand still. You don't have to do like this. You stand still and you just speak and your hand free. Personally, I like the way he acts in front of the stage. It's my opinion. So maybe if you like it, you could try and copy what he did. You'll be good in it. And today he explained the role of people in the Toastmaster meetings. That's useful to us. And we have the game, odd one out game, very fun, which is great. And DTM Arun today so kind to give us to explain the technique how to answer the table topic question, which is very useful when you answer a question to people. So today I think that we have a lot of benefit here. I would like to give a special thank from all of us to DTM Paisan and DTM And I would like to thank everyone who joined the meeting today. Not today. I remember that's true today. And when I listen to the lecturer always say bicycle. And I said, who's going to ride a bicycle? No one. Actually, it's not. It's a basically today or today. Okay, so I think when will be the next meeting? 26th of December. So I hope to see you guys come here and present your first project. It's called the ice breaking. Just introduce yourself in the way you like to. So today I think we use the time within 2 hours approximately. Listen to English, which is good and would be benefit for us all. So I declare the meeting adjourned. After this, can we? I would like to invite all of us to have a good photo. Please come here.